Okay, so like I was saying, I think things were going pretty well, but we have gotten pretty behind, which is kind of frustrating because there are certain subjects that um, we could have been done with as far as our curriculum for that for the year. Like geography, we still have 3 weeks left in it, but we could have been, and if we hadn't had all the delays, we would have been finished with it by now. And I don't plan on starting the next one because it's kind of tied to our history lesson or our history curriculum for next year, and it wouldn't work if we started it this year and without the history part, which we don't have yet. And plus summer is going to be coming up, and we're going to have a different schedule for summer, and it just wouldn't work. Plus we do 3 subjects. We do 3 days a week, and we're going to do 3 subjects this year as well. We may do more than 3 days too because we need to really catch up on our math. Um, let's see some challenges. Um, there's one student is I think for both of them where one is weaker, the other is stronger. And so it's kind of difficult because for some things that my younger student, because one is 9 and the other is going to be 13 next month. And so I'm kind of having to balance not holding one back where he's doing really well. I don't want to hold him back at all, but at the same time I don't want to um hurt the self-esteem of my older student as well for the things that the younger one is quicker with. And there's definitely things that my older student is better at, but that's to be expected because he's older. But there's things that the younger one is actually better than the older one. My younger student is better at than my older student, and he's going to be catching up pretty quickly. And so I'm kind of I don't know. It's kind of hard to balance. Like and I'm not going to hold my younger student back at all. I think one thing that may help is that them using different books, which they probably would have anyway. The books that because I got the younger student so late in the year, he didn't have the same curriculum anyway. But I don't see him for some things anyway having the exact same curriculum. So that would help some, but at the same time, that's still a concern that I have. Like I don't want because my 13-year-old student he really feels good about himself, and he should. He's worked really hard and he's made some really great progress, and I don't want to hurt that that self-esteem that he's built up within himself by there's now a 9-year-old comes in and he's doing just as good as you are and maybe better in some ways. um so yeah, that's really one of my main things that I'm concerned about. So um dealing with that. And if any of you have that same issue, please feel free to give me some advice on how you deal with that because that would be greatly appreciated. I'm already starting to plan for next year, and I think I kind of alluded to that. Um, One reason because that calms me down, but also because I'm gonna have because we are going to be doing school over the summer, plus I'll have other students that I'll be tutoring over the summer as well. It's best to do these things, as soon as possible and to not, wait. So I've kind of already made the changes, or I have tentative changes that I'm going to be making unless something else changes. And I've already kind of discussed, some of that already with that we're going to be replacing spelling, language arts, and reading with BJU. Our history is going to be all American history, and we're going to keep on the same path with our science, Christian Kids Explore. Um, we're not going to have writing as its own step because we have writing separately as its own subject now. We're not going to do that next year. And geography and history are going to be put together as well, and they won't be separate, which is why we're not going to be doing the other half of our geography program. We're going to wait until we have the history because we're going to put those together and have those line up so that we're not doing geography at a separate time we're going to be doing history, because we do history every day and we have been doing geography 2 days a week, but the way that things are lining up, it's going to be possible for us to do those geography and history together. So that is good, because that'll be, I think it'll be good on the boys, and I think it'll just make things run a lot smoother. Um, for math, I've kind of gotten a good, I think a good track plan for my oldest student, and I'm working on my youngest student. Um, for the oldest, I've kind of switched things a little bit. I'm planning on starting him with Pacemaker's pre-algebra first, and that'll be his second grade book. Um, seventh grade, not second grade. Oh, thank God we're not in second grade math anymore. But his seventh grade textbook will be the Pacemaker's pre-algebra, and the reason I chose that to do that instead of doing the Scott Forsman sixth grade book is because Pacemakers does such a good job laying the basic concepts out um, of pre-algebraic thought, and it starts out really slow. It starts out with just adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, which he already knows how to do, but just the ways they lead in and they connect all the dots and things are so simplified. I think that would be better. And the Scott Forsman book, though we still are going to use it, I think I showed you guys that. I'm pretty sure. Um, it was in one of my Goodwill hauls, but it's a blue book, got polar bears on it. But it's technically sixth grade, but it has algebra in it, and it's a little more, it's more detailed and it's more complex um, than the pre-algebra one. Obviously because one is purposely meant to be simplified, but the way that the two books are laid out, I think it'd be better to introduce the basic concepts um, with the pacemakers, and then do the Scott Forsman, Addison, Wesley um, sixth grade book. And I think that's really going to work. So that'll be his seventh and eighth grade, and then when we get to ninth grade, we will be doing pacemakers Algebra 1, which will be fantastic because he will be subject-wise where everybody else is, and I can't wait to get to that moment because we will be just we'll be where everyone else is, which is just a good feeling. It just because even though we're using things that are specifically made for kids like him, and that just makes me really excited. I just think about like where we started out, and I can't thank the Lord enough. I'm just really excited about that. But we do have to finish our curriculum that we have for this year, so that's really the struggle right now. I wish we weren't behind in that, and that's the only reason why we may go more than 3 days over the summer, and we may do all five, weekdays, and do maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays only math. But that we need to really, really focus on getting done with our elementary school stuff, so that we can move. I already said that I'm not doing a fifth grade, just because of what we're using for fourth grade. I think is good enough, and because of how simply Pacemakers lays things out, I don't think we'll need to buy. I think a whole other fifth grade curriculum, when most of it's just review of fourth grade, would be kind of redundant and wasting our time. So that's where we are. I think my youngest student, he's just a joy. He really is. He's again, like I said, he's on the spectrum, and he has some issues as far as like doing work. He's really good. He's better at abstract thought than my older student, but his main obstacles are really impulse control. He's so easily distracted, and we have like a little mini meltdown every day because he gets very overwhelmed with things and things that he knows how to do, but he gets overwhelmed with like seeing things that look complicated to him, and so he's kind of very emotional, and So that's kind of a challenge, but it gives me a chance to really be encouraging and to really and it gives me a chance to really work on my patience, and I'm actually very grateful for that. Even it's a challenge sometimes, but I think I think those situations when you have people in your life, whether they're children or adults, that allow you to exercise patience and um, which is a gift of the Holy Spirit. But that I really want to be able, because we could all stand to be more patient, and so I really am grateful for that time. And I know that the teachers that he had before were not very patient, and to show him, to give him what he needs in that area, I feel like is just a blessing that the Lord is using me to do that, and so I'm really thankful for that. He really likes homeschool. I think he loves it more than my 13-year-old or getting ready to be 13-year-old student. Although my 13-year-old student, which is my brother, he doesn't talk about going back to regular school anymore. My mom was saying that he seems to really enjoy homeschool now a whole lot more than he did, and I think that's really due to our homeschool group and how many, sorry, and the amount of activities and stuff that we have going on. Um, so I think that's good. I think we're over that hump of, oh, when am I going to go, back to school or whatever. I think he's really gotten to a place where he prefers homeschool more than he does public school. So that's another another victory there. Um, but yeah, my youngest student, he's going to be in a play that our homeschool group is putting on, so he's really excited about that. And that's another thing, to see a kid that struggles socially and that struggles, with impulse control and like a lot of hyperactivity, to have an outlet to do stuff that he really likes to do. And he does. He loves to kind of perform and stuff, but he's just he's just kind of hyper, and he needs an outlet. He needs a way to kind of get out there and do something. So that's really exciting. He doesn't have a big role. He's like a townsperson, but he has like several cues where he can come in and on and off, and so he's really really excited. So I would say things are going really well, other than having to get caught up on the things that we're behind on. I'm really excited. I think the summer schedule, like I said, I'm working on it. I'm planning on doing at least 3 subjects, and possibly if we do end up doing 5 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday will just be math, and we won't do homework. I give homework usually during the week, now during the school year, but I don't during the summer. So that's what's going on with us. I hope this wasn't too. How long was this? Wow, 13 minutes plus the other one. So I'm going to turn this off before it turns off on me. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and I hope this wasn't boring. And I'll see you later. Bye.